forecast first from KARK, your weather authority.
Strong winds, heavy rain, and even some cases of flooding and tornadoes making their way through the natural state. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Ken Bufa. Shannon has the night off. We have team coverage on this severe weather, but first we'll go to Chief Meteorologist Keith Monahan live in studio, keeping an eye on current conditions. Keith.
Well, thanks, Ken. Yes, it has been a very stormy afternoon and evening across much of Arkansas. We've transitioned from a primarily severe weather situation to a primarily flood situation across many parts of the state. Very heavy rain now moving into central Arkansas, continuing over the Ouachitas out toward the Oklahoma state line. A little bit closer look right now, showing those areas of yellow and orange, indicating where some very heavy rain is falling across northern and northwestern parts of Arkansas. West along I-40, west of Conway, we've got very heavy rain falling as well through the Russellville area, back toward Johnson County, all the way toward Fort Smith. Little Rock metro area, the rain not terribly heavy right now, but it will be picking up in intensity as more thunderstorms form just off to the south and slowly make their way northward. Now, eventually, we're going to see this whole line or whole band of showers and thunderstorms make its way slowly across Arkansas during the overnight hours. Individual thunderstorms will be moving from south to north as the line creeps very slowly eastward, and that is why we are expecting some significant flooding potential across many parts of Arkansas. Severe weather mainly confined to South Arkansas during the day today. 12 reports of severe weather, including 3 possible tornadoes, 1 report of hail 1 inch in diameter or larger, and 8 reports of thunderstorm wind damage, and again, confined mainly to the southern third of Arkansas during the course of the afternoon hours, when at some points temperatures were in the 30s in northern parts of the state and in the very warm and very muggy mid to upper 70s across southern Arkansas. Very strong frontal boundary continues to be across southern parts of the state right now, and because of all that moisture coming up from the Gulf of Mexico riding up and over that cooler air at the surface, not only are we seeing areas of rain, but some of that quite heavy. Not unprecedented, but a very unusual situation where we have almost or well over half of the state of Arkansas in flash flood warnings right now. So it is not a good idea to travel anywhere on the roadways late tonight or early tomorrow. In addition to that, a new tornado watch has been issued, but this only is affecting far southern counties of Arkansas. That tornado watch in effect until 5 a.m. At this point, we are not expecting it to be issued further off to the north. Flash flood watch continues in effect through noontime on Monday, even as the rain diminishes. Flooding concerns will continue. River flooding becomes an issue beginning tomorrow afternoon through much of the upcoming work week. Your forecast first for Little Rock: temperatures rising to the mid-50s by sunrise Monday. Rain continuing heavy at times, diminishing after lunchtime as temperatures fall back to the mid-40s. Ken?
We better go! We better go!
A tornado reported touching down in Bearden, Arkansas. That's in Ouachita County. Officials say blown off roofs, shattered windows, and damaged homes can be found all in the area. Mitch McCoy has more on this report.
A Sunday afternoon in Bearden turned violent and scary. This cell phone video capturing what appears to be a funnel cloud coming through the main stretch of town.
We were outside watching it, and all of a sudden the wind picks up, and we see this cloud of dust and debris start flying.
Main Street full of debris, shingles from homes nearly everywhere.
We got a call, and next thing we know, we come home to this.
Ken's home was right in the path of the storm. It uprooted this tree in his backyard, and it fell onto his back porch.
Half of my house, the roof is caved in, and my storage business completely demolished.
Emergency officials say no one was injured.
Oh my God!
Now the people in this town are counting their blessings and reflecting back on something that could have been a lot more devastating.
If it would have touched down 2 seconds sooner, we would have been gone.
And that was Mitch McCoy reporting there.
Hey, good evening, Ken. We are on South Anthony Street, where you can see it's now raining again. The storms have picked back up with that heavy rain, and we also are experiencing a lot of wind out here in Bearden. If you can, Ken, come. My photojournalist is going to follow me here. This is storm damage that we have found here while touring with the Bearden Police Department. Take a look at this. This car, it appears that this was some type of carport of some kind, and it just completely collapsed onto this car, and there is debris. My photojournalist can follow me here. There is debris all over the road. Look at this. This was some type of roof. good news here, we've learned that nobody is injured in any of these storms, so that is really, really good news out of Beer Den tonight. And we were talking with the Ouachita County judge who said that there's a warning system. There's a code red warning system. It's a text alert system that will alert residents to severe weather, or I know that they just received one because of that flood warning. He said that could be an indication to why there were no injuries here today. So a lot of good news out of Beer Den tonight, but when you look at this damage, you really have to weigh some of the pros and cons with this storm. No injuries here, so that's really, really good news despite some of the horrible damage tonight. Back to you, Ken.
Thank you for that report, Mitch, and make sure you stay safe. You can see a lot of weather still out there. Thank you. And yet another report of a tornado this evening, this time making an appearance in Hampton. Take a look at this damage. Neighbors say at least 2 tornadoes touched down here. Strong winds knocked down several trees and power lines. A huge pine tree fell onto 2 cars and tore a roof off one family's home. Friends of the family say by the time they received a text message warning them the storm was headed their way, they already saw the suspected tornado coming towards them.
I'll let you know.
All this is just material. We was in a storm shelter and we was praying. You know, and the Lord just watched. He had his hand on us. He watched over us, and we just want to thank him for that.
And luckily, the family made it to the shelter and no one was hurt in this case. Now in Calhoun County, more downed trees and power lines are being reported. Most of the fallen trees have been cut away from the roadways. Authorities are estimating a 150-yard wide path of downed trees. Over at the Highland Industrial Park, 6 railroad boxcars were blown off the tracks during the high winds. One of those cars blocking off a part of Highway 203. Park President Gene Hill says the railroad cars were empty.
What we do here at this facility is we store empty rail cars for, a variety of companies. So 99% of the cars out here in the industrial park are empty cars, and that's the case with these.
Now, Hill says a rail car recovery team will arrive in the morning from Shreveport with the cleanup. Roof damage was reported on some of the plants inside the park, but officials say they will have to assess the full damage come morning time. And now taking a look at power outages across the state from the severe weather in Arkansas. Right now, Entergy is reporting more than 1,400 homes are still in the dark tonight. The majority of outages in Bradley County, with more than 500 without power there. Severe weather stretching all across the natural state. Officials in Benton County placing their area under a state of emergency. In Prairie Grove, the Illinois River nears its cresting stage. Now, Audie Long, a resident of 9 years, lives right behind the Illinois River. He says this isn't out of the ordinary, but it's definitely not something you see every day.
Well, when it rains, usually the water just runs down the ditch over there and goes into the river. But when it rains 5, 6, 7, 8 inches, we wind up with what you see behind us.
Absolutely, and police not the only ones monitoring this situation tonight. We are also getting reports of heavy flooding in the Polk and Scott County areas. Take a look at this video viewers have been sending in. At one point, officials there told us nearly every road in the county was closed because of high water. Major roadways in Yell County also hit pretty hard. And the Yell County Sheriff's Office warning drivers that several roads within the county not safe to drive on tonight. The list includes Fulton Road off Highway 1028, Chance Road, North New Hope Road, Highway 307 at Cedar Creek, Patillo Hill Road, and Community Road. All are impassable. And still to come on KRK4 News, days after the birth home of President Bill Clinton is set on fire, authorities may have an idea who caused the flames. Find out more when we return.
And it has been a stormy Sunday after Christmas across the state of Arkansas. Here in Little Rock, before that front blew through, up to 70 this afternoon. 46 our low for the day, and our current temperature so far, 2¼ inches of rain at Little Rock National Airport. We could pick up as much as 1 to 3.